I'm going to show you a few things that have to do with Video Studio Pro X5. It's really a great program. It does a ton of stuff, and this is some of the basics. First of all, getting videos onto your timeline and your timeline here. Now I have a laptop, and I'm thinking of getting a monitor because just the screen doesn't hold everything really well. You can, of course, make things bigger and other things smaller just by moving things around. So there we go. I don't need the world's biggest preview screen personally, but I do for this because you need to see what the preview is doing. And down here we have main video track, and then this one, see, it has a little 1 on it, if you can see that. Also for title, there's a title track. There's a narration track, and I moved it so far down you can't see the music track. There's a music track. And you can add more tracks by either clicking, where is it? Track Manager right here, and bring up the Track Manager, and you can add video tracks. Well, it's got 1 so far. Overlay tracks, title tracks, voice tracks, and music tracks. Okay. And you can also just right-click in any track. See where it says insert video, blah, 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 and Track Manager also, and put those on there. Okay? So that's how you can add more tracks. And now let's talk about getting videos and photos and audio into the program. There are 2 ways of doing this. You can add it to the libraries, and of course here are the libraries over here. The film, video, photo, and music library, the templates or instant project libraries, the transitions, titles, graphics, and effects. So we're worried about getting video and audio. Now I have samples. That's what comes with the program, and let's show them all. If you just want to see video samples, just click and turn off the photos and the music. If you just want to see music, turn off the other 2, and then all you'll see is the music samples. Okay? And I added some things here from my old program, the X3 program. It turns out a lot of them are in the library here anyway. Then Chapter 5, that's a lesson and a book I have. And then I added 2 of my own. Ellen's videos, and I have a bear video here. And then I just added some audio because I wanted to add some audio to the project I'm going to be showing you how to do. How do you add a folder here, and then how do you add things to it? I don't have a photo folder. Come up here and add where it says plus, and it makes a new folder. You just type in what you want, Ellen's photos, and then click enter, and it's there. Now as long as this is highlighted, I can add things to it. Come up here to the open folder where it says import media files, click on it. I want to go to my libraries. I want to go to pictures because these are folders, and I'll just add a couple of pictures here so you can see how this works. I don't want an email size. Oh, there's my explosion. Hold down Control if you want to click on more than one. Okay, and click open, and they will appear in your library. Now sometimes, like on this project, I don't particularly want to add these videos to my library and make them permanent in the program. I mean, they are permanent. You can right click and delete them out of your library too. Okay, but I don't want to add them. I don't want to make more links in my library. In that case, come up here and click on File. Go down to Insert Media File to Timeline. You'll notice right below it is Insert Media File to Library. But Insert Media File to Timeline and Insert Video. And I'm going to insert one of my explosion videos that I downloaded from, okay, Flash Gordon 3 open. And he's up here. I want to move him down here to the overlay track. And you'll notice it comes up here. You can grab one of the yellow handles and make it bigger and smaller, which we'll be doing in a minute. Well, I can do it now. The little green handles are for perspective. If you want it to lean in a certain direction, you can do that. I don't want it to lean. I want it to be straight. Okay. Now, I've already, let me turn this off, poke the eye and it goes away. I've already edited the clip because I want something sudden to happen to this poor little bird. And so you have to have, the bird originally was eating these loquats, this fruit, and then he just kind of hopped up the branch and flew away. Well, if something sudden's going to happen to him, you can't show him hopping up the branch. So I clipped out the part where he hops off the branch, and if you watch it, he just suddenly is gone. And you need this extra part where they're not there. If you're going to do transporting or explosions or something like, you're doing a little war video or something, and I don't know what you're doing, but if they're there 1 minute and gone the next, you have to have, part of your video has to be of that space, of that image without the person or the thing there. Okay, now what do we do with our little explosion? We have to chroma key it. You see it's all black, right? There it is. Okay, there's the beginning. And you notice there's black and dark in it too. So we're going to have, we don't want to take off too much. Click on the video clip and you'll see the options over here on the right becomes active. Click options right at the top, mask and chroma key. Click on it. You'll notice you have another preview window here. And that preview window, the program automatically reads what the color is that you want to mask out, that you want to make invisible. And all you have to do is apply overlay options. And you notice here in the big preview window, most of the explosion disappears. That's what this first slider is for. Go over here and slide it back until you get some black coming into it. There we go. That's better. Because a lot of things have smoke and this, that, and the other. And then you preview. If you preview it, okay, you see it's right in that little square. Turn it off. It was a nice time. I was actually making a video of something else and I saw this bird and just turned to it. So you hear the lawnmowers from the neighbor's yard guys and everything in this. Okay, click on the clip. And what we want to do is we want to take this thing out as far as we can get it here. Because we don't want to see the edges of it. Just take it out as far as you can get it. Way off the edge of the screen if you can. The other thing to remember is we want it where the bird is. And it is a little long. Click and drag it over. There we go. And preview it again. There's a lot of previewing when you do this kind of thing. Because you have to position. Okay, that's not too bad. Turn it off. Click on it again. You can see we need to move it off. And we also need to move it up and over a little bit to catch the bird. And then preview it again. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. Okay, we're going to do something about that. Don't worry about it now. Let's move it over a little bit more. Okay. Click on it again. We need to move it just a little bit more. And every time you move it, you got to reposition everything. Okay, preview it again. I think this should be pretty good. Should be in the right spot. There we go. Perfect. Okay, you notice how it kind of does weird things as it leaves? Well, we're going to do something else to this. Stop. Okay, click on it to highlight it. Then go to Effects, Adjust, Video Pan and Zoom. Click on that. I'll drag it actually down here. And then the options become, and you see Video Pan and Zoom up here. Make sure Replace Last Filter is unchecked. When I first got one, when I was first using Video Studio Pro X3, default was checked. And every time I applied more than one filter, the first filter disappeared, and it took me the longest time to notice that that Replace Last Filter was check marked. Okay, Video Pan and Zoom has no presets. Sometimes you'll click on a, here, let me show you one of them here. Let's do dark room, color balance, whoops. Dark room, let's apply color balance, options, and you'll notice there'll be something here. Click it and you get all of these preset choices. Now, if you want to get rid of one of them, like I really don't want color balance, click the little X and it disappears. But I do want pan and zoom. Okay, we want to click Customize Filter. And this takes you where you can keyframe the filter. You can position the pan and zoom. Okay, there we go. Now, what I want, these are called keyframes. For the first keyframe, I want this thing open as possible. Okay, and you can run the filter to see what it looks like. There it is. Okay, now for the last keyframe, I want this thing, see, one of them is transparency. I want it to be completely transparent. Also in this last keyframe, I want it concentrating on the, whoops, took it off of there. On the last keyframe, I want it right in the middle. Okay, so I want it to zoom in other words. Now about 3/4 of the way, right about here, I'm going to click and put a mark. And I'm going to see where this little plus is, add a keyframe. I'm going to add another keyframe. And I'm going to take the transparency up a little bit. Okay. Take it back to the beginning and run it to see what that looks like. See how it peters out at the end. You don't have that weird thing going on. Okay. Let's click OK. And then preview it again. Oops, okay. We need to click. We need to move it over a little bit. Our bird got left behind in the explosion. Okay. What's happening is it's too transparent too early. Click on Options, Customize Filter. Click on this keyframe and take the transparency down. Make it less transparent as you zoom in. Okay, let's see how that works. And preview it again. That's a little better. You can tell, you know, none of this is customize filter. Why don't we just run it? Okay. Let's put another keyframe right about here. Add a keyframe. And I want the transparency to be to less. Okay. Now, preview it. This should be the last time. That's still not fast enough. There. Okay, now let's see what it looks like. Not enough. We need to move it over. A lot of it's just timing, and I'm eyeballing it. Notice how the bird's still looking up. And preview it again. We don't want him looking up in the explosion. Okay. Okay, that's a lot better. Could even move it down a little more. Preview it again. You're going, my, this is boring, but this is what you have to do. Okay, I want the explosion to go faster here. Customize the filter. Give me this guy. Give me this guy. That's 100%, right? Okay. Now, this is the last preview, I swear. Okay, that's a lot better. Just need to move it down a little bit because the birdie's still looking up through the explosion. There we go, perfect. Okay, did you see that? If not, watch it again. Gone bird. Now, we need a little bit of, go up to samples, my audio. I want flashbang. Let's see what this sounds like. Perfect. Okay. Did you see that? Watch again. Okay. And that's how you do chroma keying and a few other things. Now, you know, there are audio. If I click on the audio, the options become, and you have audio options also. And you have audio filters that you can choose from. They're not a whole lot. I mean, this isn't Audacity. And you can remove clicks, and there are options and this, that, and the other, but there are a few audio filters. So, and you can fade it in and fade it out, and timing and this, that, and the other, okay? So that is how you do chroma keying, and it's a lot of previewing. Overlaying on that overlay track is just fun to play with. You can do a lot of picture-in-picture work, and you're going to have a lot of fun with Video Studio Pro. I haven't even hardly started working with the effects and doing the 3D titles and all the really, really great stuff that you can do with X5. So have fun with it. Make sure you make a lot of little short video clips to practice with. Okay, I forgot something here, and the most important part. We've created a little video. Now, you know, well, now what do we do with it? Okay, click on share. Now I'm going to upload this one to YouTube after I get a couple of other things I want to put onto it. So, first of all, I'm going to save it twice. I'm going to save it first as a WMV file. And Video Studio Pro saves with really good quality videos. It's not like Movie Maker where if you pick the wrong Windows Media profile to save to, it came out kind of weird. And then I'm going to put the whole thing together, and I'm going to upload it to YouTube as an MP4. You want to click on share, and depending upon what you want to do, I'm going just to create a video file. And there's an MPEG optimizer, which I've used before. When I'm uploading to YouTube, I'm going to use MPEG 4. Now this is a 720 HD, and so I'm just going to be picking the MPEG 4 HD for my YouTube video. MPEG 4s upload a lot faster. But for this one right now, I'm just going to choose the Windows Media Video 720p, and then you get the Create Video file, and I'm going to call it VSP X5 Chroma Key Frame. Cover all my bases, and then save it. File writing error. Okay. Options. No, I don't want it. You don't have to play the file. Perform non-square pixel. Okay. Save. There we go. So every once in a while, something came up. There was a file writing error. You just try it again. That's the first time I've ever got an error message on Video Studio Pro, even the X3 one. But okay. I do a lot of work with computers and a lot of different programs, and these kinds of things happen. And you can see how quickly, now this isn't the world's biggest video, but it has an overlay track and a music track, and you can see, you know, zip zap, in a minute and a half, I've got the thing rendered already and ready to go. And ready to... Now you can see the whole project. And the bird is gone. Okay. Hope you have fun.